Good morning, campers. All right, let's do a reading. Last collective, divine feminine, divine masculine check-in. I've been doing these for the past week or so. So if this collective is not yours, you can check out the other ones. I have 5 divine collectives at this point. So we're checking in with the last one. We're going to do your energy, divine feminine, where you are on the journey, how are you feeling, what's going on, and then we're going to do the same for your masculine. So let's start from the feminine, so you know this is your collective. Where is this feminine? Where is this feminine? How are we feeling? Chariot, number 7. Very nice. Very nice. So you would have some movement in your life, on your path right now. Let's do Ace of Emotions. I'm going to do 2 more for your first row. And let's see what we have. Okay. Okay. We have the Star, we have the Tower, very powerful. You know that I don't do reversals, but sometimes it's like it falls in reverse, and I literally see that it's supposed to stay that way. So the Tower felt in reverse. What I'm hearing is that you would be doing now quite intense and intentional, I'm hearing as well, healing work. It may have been that something made you realize that there's still certain areas of your life, of your existence, of your I don't know why I'm hearing past lives, but we're going to tap into this in a moment. But I feel like you may have had a bit of an internal towers, a bit of a deeper, looking a little bit deeper into yourself. Perhaps it has been the season. We are now in the season starting August until September, October. We're always in these seasons of reviews, of closing cycles, of retrogrades, of eclipses, right? So every year this season is quite, when you are on a journey of healing, it is a moment to really go deeper, to really release, to really heal what you've been sort of trying to heal in previous cycles, right? To really prepare for those months of 11, 12 things coming into fruition, right? So I feel like I am hearing with this eight of emotions, emotional liberation. I was hearing emotional liberation, like there's been something on your heart, on your chest, that you've been trying to heal. Like sometimes we do heal, we do a lot of work, but there's certain wounds that they either require deeper work, or they are like the biggest, it's like this elephant in the room that we're leaving for last. And it's not really leaving it for last, because on this journey of healing everything is interconnected. We cannot leave everything for the finale, right? But sometimes certain wounds are more superficial, are more easier for us to heal, whereas certain wounds, they go really deep, they go to past lifetimes, right? I don't know why I am hearing past lifetimes, and I'm looking at my shirt right now. Maybe there's a bit of a witch wound, maybe there is a little bit like persecution. We'll tap into that in a moment. But you would feel that you've done a lot of work recently. That this collective, probably if you look 1 month back, you would see a completely different person and completely different. It's like you had this weight and these shackles on you that you didn't even realize how much it was slowing you down. And I feel like this collective, you're a bit of a more of a mature collective, so you would have been on this journey for quite a while. When I say quite a while, we're talking about years of active healing. And sometimes, this is why I always say to you guys that true change and true shift happens on our journey of healing when we start to get excited right? Because in the beginning, we're a little bit in denial. We start our healing, we come to our shadow worker. They say things to us like abandonment wound, mother wound. We're like, no, I don't have that. Do I have that? I don't have that, right? And the moment comes that you hear a wound, you hear a witch wound, like sister wound, like, what if I have it? Let's explore it. What does it mean? How does it manifest? How would it manifest within my psyche? Like, it's like you want to know. And I feel that there has been something that was really, really deep within you that you didn't maybe even realize in your daily life. You've been sort of you know what's it like? In the beginning, we really addressed the thickest layers of the onion, and as we strip them, the layers in there, they get thinner. We really have to go really deep, right? So that's the vibe that I'm getting from this collective. But it's actually very nice energy, because we have the Chariot, which is progress, that liberation, emotional liberation, a lot of healing, a lot of really, I'm hearing as well, rejuvenation. It's like you really feel, you would feel this collective really like you've addressed something that you didn't even know that existed a few months ago, and now you're just this completely different woman. Strength at the bottom of the deck. Let's clarify. Chariot. 10 of materials. 10 of materials. It would maybe feel like it was a missing puzzle piece when it comes to your path, when it comes to your mission. So whatever is it that you've healed, and we'll tap into it, but whatever is it that you've been working on, I feel like it made you understand your journey better and your mission better. Ace of Emotions. Temperance. Very nice. Temperance. Emotional healing, emotional balancing. I'm really my attention is drawn to these white lilies, so maybe it has a meaning to some of you, like white lilies. Maybe that's your favorite flower, or maybe some of you, I'm hearing you've seen it in meditation. White lilies. But with the star and with temperance, you guys, for you to have this in your energy, the star and temperance, some serious shit has been addressed, okay? Some serious healing, really deep healing has been done. Star. Queen of Inspiration. Queen of Inspiration. Yeah, I feel like something, two of Wands. I feel like something on the Moon. Something deeply, you guys, I'm hearing that whatever it was something very deeply hidden. So if 6 months ago or a year ago or in the beginning of your journey, I'd ask you whether you had this wound or whether you feel like this wound has affected your life and your existence, you probably would say, not a chance. Like, it's not something, it's just I don't resonate with that. But the deeper we go, this is why I always say it happens in layers, because our psyche, our physical existence would not be ready to really reach into things that are so deeply encoded into the remembrance of our womb and of our soul. So in order to really heal the most painful past lives, the wounds that have been following us from lifetime to lifetime, right? We really have to be ready. We cannot do this on our first rodeo. We cannot do this on our first session. It's something that we have to prepare ourselves, right? So certain things that are buried in our subconscious mind, that are buried within our womb, they're not going to be revealed to us until we're ready to really handle them. And I feel like this is the energy of this collective. Like, you really, there was something within you. I don't know why I keep hearing either witch wound or sister wound. That may resonate for some of you. It's been something that was blocking your full divine feminine power. You really feeling in your power, feeling into your mission, connecting into your mission. And now it's like you release the shackles, and you would finally feel, now I am standing in front of my path. Do you know how on this journey, if you've been on it for a little while, there are moments when we feel like we've conquered something, and then it's like it's a cycle, right? So if it's for example, around our masculine. It's like we feel we're attached, we detach, and something happens. Okay, I wasn't detached. And then we feel like we're detached, and again something happens. Now I'm detached, right? It's like in layers, in cycles. We keep rediscovering the same places within ourselves because they have corners of hidden things that we couldn't even imagine. We have to be ready to handle it, to deal with it, right? So that's the energy that I'm feeling, very powerful. Like I'm getting chills, like you really are now standing, and for you would really, this collective, don't make this fit, you would really know what is it that you came here to do. And our mission on this journey, it's always revealed to us gradually. Granted, there are certain feminists that, they're being put on their path from the very beginning. It's very individual, right? It really depends. But I find that for a majority of divine feminists, because we also have to, as we go up the bridge, we have to focus on really healing the thickest layers of issues, especially this lifetime that we're living, right? So we need to be ready to start receiving information about our path. And sometimes, this is why I always say to you guys, look at the next step in front of you, not the whole staircase, right? Follow your passion without thinking, is this really what I'm going to do? I don't know, but right now I'm passionate about this, right? So let's, for example, say that you are a bit of a witchy poo like myself, you're a reader, right? So in the beginning, you're going to start being drawn to tarot and to divination, right? And you're going to start exploring. But you're not yet going to know what's going to be your sort of a area of expertise, because we're never just tarot readers. I say this to you guys all the time. We really have a specific thing that we came here to assist in healing in this world, right? Some tarot readers read for physical health. Some tarot reader read for all people for very generic life advice. Some tarot readers like myself, I'm a healer that reads for future healers, right? For people on a very specific journeys. So either alignment or, divine love, whether that's twin flame or higher soulmate, right? But it's like you knew overall, but this missing element, this missing thing that you had to heal, it was like, really, I want to pull a couple of these to ask what you were working on, what is really that you've been focusing on. It's like now you really know, you would be deeply connected to your path. Connect to your higher self. So I feel like you have been connecting to your higher self. You have been really connecting to your oversoul for guidance. We have ascension. So maybe you went through an ascension recently. I feel like on this level, you would be very aware. In the beginning, we're not even, aware when certain ascensions are happening. In the beginning of this journey, first years, when they're happening, they really overwhelm us sometimes emotionally, physically, right? But with time, we become like pros at this, right? So I feel like maybe you definitely received an upgrade. Like, again, like I said, I feel this collective month or 2 months ago, you wouldn't even believe that the woman that you've become now. And sometimes progress is not really constant, right? Sometimes we have to readdress certain things. Sometimes we have to be a little bit, it feels like stagnation, but it's never stagnation. It's just this pre-work, groundwork, right? But sometimes literally in 1 month or in 1 week, we can achieve transformatory work. We have change routine into ritual. So with this one, I'm hearing number 29, 72, number 41. With this one, I'm hearing that connect to a mentor. Maybe you do have a mentor that's guiding you through this journey, which is amazing. I always say this to you guys. It's a game changer. It's a game changer. We're here for each other. Right? Just like you're going to be there for other people, someone have had to be there for you. It's sort of this is how we create. It's the community. We stand for each other, right? Change routine into ritual. I'm hearing that this collective, you would really in the past months, you would be focusing on living a slower life, living a slower life, enjoying little things, trying to really find satisfaction in small things, in everyday joys. Really gratitude I'm hearing as well. Give me some release assumptions. Release assumptions. So for you, we're asking for your current energy, right? We're not asking for guidance nor advice. This is your current energy. So for you to be in the energy of releasing assumptions, this is a very mature collective. You would have been on this journey, I'm hearing like minimum 3 years. Minimum. I'm hearing 3 to 5 since moment of activation. Since moment of activation. Or more, like, right? To really understand that things that come to us, we mentioned that you had this tower, this internal tower, right? I feel it may have been a consequence of an ascension. So you would have went through an ascension, right? Through this little upgrade that started initiating certain internal. Maybe it was the first ascension that you had. There's a reason I mentioned to you guys that in the beginning, 555 on a timer, that in the beginning these ascensions are really hard to handle. Maybe it was the first one that you noticed, that you consciously knew that you were going through an ascension and you just allowed it to happen. Instead of making assumptions, instead of being like, oh my God, what's happening? These new thoughts, these new information that I'm receiving, I don't know how to handle this, right? My body's overwhelmed, my emotional system's overwhelmed. It's like you just became an observer. If it's happening, it must be happening for a reason. I'm just going to allow it to happen. This observer sort of energy. But give me something, Spirit, for this thing that give me something more juicy. Come on. I want 3 more. We have balance, which is nice. You have very nice cards. Number 52, number 30. Connect to higher self, balance, ascension, release assumptions. You're a very mature collective. Very mature. What are you avoiding? So maybe maybe they're not giving me juice because it's different for some of you, right? So for some of this collective, it's going to be sister wound, witch wound, because there's a reason I was hearing this, right? But for some of you, it may be something else. This is why they're not giving me juice. But I feel like it was something that you've been avoiding and you didn't even know that you were avoiding this. I want one more. Solar plexus. Solar plexus. Remember when we mentioned with that Queen of Inspiration, Queen of Wands, that was something that was blocking you. Was blocking your confidence, you're blocking your inner power, your willpower. This transformation, this is strictly related, this collective, to your mission, to who you came here to be, what you came here to achieve. What is your mission? Who you're going to work with. It's like at this point, I feel this collective, it would be crystal clear for you. Crystal clear. Crystal clear. So you would be able to say, like, so for example, right, if you would ask me, I would tell you I'm a psychic medium, I'm a healer, okay, I'm a shamanic healer, I'm a reader, and my mission is strictly linked to heart space, womb space. So I work with healing heart, I work with love, I work with divine love, I work with twin flames, soulmates, healing heart, releasing karmic love, and I work with womb. So with women, with womb activation, with sacral cleanse, releasing all the gunk that we have in our cleanse, both men and women, to be honest, right? So my mission is strictly linked to love, to divine love, to how we show up in connections, to how we understand the flow between the feminine and the masculine, the achieving of the yin and yang, internally and externally, right? So it's not just about reading. So it's just an example. I was guided to say this to you so you guys really could understand that when I say that you are dead sure what's your mission, it's not just like I'm a reader or I'm a medicine woman. More deep, more specific. It's like, you know, what did you come here to teach people, this collective? And you know you have it in you. There was something blocking you, making you feel that maybe you're not good enough, maybe you don't have enough experience, maybe you don't have enough knowledge. But all the knowledge that you have, it's not just knowledge of this lifetime, is the wisdom of your ancestors that you have access to through your womb, right? it's like this confidence, this really like, I'm feeling it, like just eyes on the target. Very powerful energy right now. All right. Let's then ask, what's going on in your physical life, in your 3D life? What's been going on? Because I'm guided to ask just real quick. Hold on, let me organize myself here. What's going on? Karmic friends. To be honest, I am okay. All right. We have karmic friends. I kind of want to do a few more, and then I'm not going to be doing another row. Sorry, I'm getting like, I'm like all over the place. I want to do like maybe 3 more. I don't want to be very organized today. Maybe one more. One more. What? All right, we have karmic friends. Can't truly trust them. Tension, secret competition. Keep your friends close. You guys, I feel like, again, we didn't get this really clear in these cards. Despite the fact that I was asking, and despite the fact we don't really have sister wound on which womb in these cards, but I do have like womb work, right? Like the lineage, past life trauma. And I was feeling like these cards could come out, but these cards really showed how much you've grown, how mature you are, how really in your power you are. But the moment I've seen this, I just heard again, sister wound. I feel like this collective, you may have, whether you know it or not, it's going to resonate. Some of you may actually know it because maybe you embarked on a journey. As divine feminists, at one point of this journey, we either feel guided to do past life regression with a hypnotherapist, shamanic healer, whatever you resonate with, or we just simply start to remember, right? We start to remember in visions, in our dreams, however you connect with your intuition and with that womb, right? Because the knowledge is stored in your womb. So some of you may actually know this already, and some of you, it will sort of land the moment I say it. But I feel this collective, you would have had a past lifetime or lifetimes where you have been persecuted, or you've suffered betrayal from the hands of people you loved, from the friends of people you thought you trusted, from the hands of your sisters, because of you being a witch. But you know what we always say, witches always, what they called witches and burning witches on stakes, it was just medicine women who were connected to their inner world, to their womb, to their wisdom, to the high priestess within. There was nothing witchy about this, right? It's just a crazy patriarchal, misogynistic misconception that they're feeding us. It were just women who were awakened. So they were feared because they were threatening the distorted patriarchal controlling system, right? And it was easier back in the day because now it's not as easy to destroy us, right? But this is what we always say about all oppression, right? The evil elites, what is it, like 5-10%, but the rest is just watching, fearfully watching. When people who are actually ascended masters, star seeds, beautiful soul who come here to really heal this world. There's 90% of people in this world that could help us, yet they watch, right? And that's how this wound is created. Why did you tell on me out of fear? Why did you just stood there and watch me being burned alive or like thrown into a freaking river with shackles? Maybe that's actually what happened because we were seeing these shackles, right? I feel that sister betrayal is something, and but we're talking about 3D here, right? Because we asked about 3D. So I feel like this collective, and here we go, these shackles again, the chains again, the codependency. I feel something might have happened in your 3D life that actually triggered this wound, triggered this remembrance. So maybe in this lifetime you recently were disappointed by someone that you thought that was a friend. Maybe also you had a very deep need within you to create that sisterhood, to create community, and then something happened that activated that sister wound within you, that you realized that you had it and you needed to heal it. And the moment you started healing it, it sort of initiated that chain reaction, right? Because you guys, and I always say this, there's so many things that we discover on this journey before we actually reach our beautiful garden, and we reach that center. This is it on an energetic level, right? Because I always say this to you guys, healing journey does end. Afterwards, we continue to grow, we continue to expand, but we already reached our center. We know who we are, we know what's our mission. We really connected to Father Universe, to that, for the portal of our womb, to the void, right? But on the journey of healing, we really explore, right? And maybe you felt, not all of us, I always say this, not all of us are meant to form communities. Not all of us are meant to lead communities, be part of communities. Some of us really, and I find that those that we really carry very heavy messages and very heavy healing, because what do I always say to you guys? The harsher the truth, the harsher your messages, it's because you're meant to, look at me. I couldn't possibly be a healer of someone who isn't awakened, or is just someone that jumps from one karmic relationship to another, really not aware of life lessons and the meaning of life. I am a healer that creates healer. Listen to my messages. Right? So if you resonate with my energy, if you watch me, it's because I'm your final chapter. If I always say this to the ladies that come to me on sessions, if you come to me on sessions, it's because I'm your final chapter. Because my messages are messages for people who's been here for 500 lifetimes or more. You're ready to hear about the truth, about past lifetimes, about lineages, about traumas, about your ancestors, about true meaning of life, the fact that it's all just a matrix, right? So what's it going to be, 5%? But us divine feminists, some of us, our journey is like mine, so we're really meant to work with few. But then some of us, we're meant to create communities and work with masses and work with most people, right? We're here on different missions, and everything is needed and everything is welcomed. So I feel like this collective, maybe for some time, you felt this need to connect to other sisters, need to connect to other spiritual people, to be part of a community. Maybe you felt very much alone in this world, and then it hit you. Something would have happened, it would have hit you, and you've realized that, you know what, now I'm going to heal this. But I feel like you emerge on the other end really understanding your mission, and really knowing that community and forming communities and being part of communities is just not your thing. It's just not your thing. And for some of us, it's not our thing. Some of us are really meant to be those true lone wolves. And those are usually the leaders of the leaders, right? And you would now understand this. I feel like subconsciously, maybe you've been running away from something. I feel like maybe you've been receiving signs before. There's this reminiscing. In here. Memories. This is a card of memories. So maybe you, when all these things unfolded, maybe you started, thinking about your relationship with this person that disappointed you, or maybe it's not necessarily, I feel like not for all of you, it may be a specific person that betrayed you. For some of you, yes, it may be that you were betrayed by a sister, but I mean sister in the sense of a friend of a sister, right? But some of you, maybe you just, observe. Maybe you tried to connect with someone and you got really like rejected. Maybe you thought someone was really genuine, you connected and they were just false. There's so many charlatans and shallow people online. It's really so hard these days to find people who really care, who really are on a mission, right? It's such a rare thing. So maybe you just got disappointed and it triggers certain things within you. I am hearing a little bit of